Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so unsettling, that its tendrils clung to your waking thoughts, leaving you shaken and searching for meaning in the mundane? Imagine, then, the turmoil that gripped Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty king of Babylon, whose dreams were not mere fleeting images of the night, but pronouncements that echoed through the halls of his vast empire. What dread vision could steal the sleep of a ruler who commanded armies and whose words shaped the destiny of nations? What cryptic symbols could trouble the mind of a king who believed his power stretched as far as the eye could see? It was on a night when the desert winds whispered secrets against the palace walls, and the stars glittered like a million watchful eyes, that Nebuchadnezzar was visited by a dream of extraordinary power. Unlike the usual phantoms of slumber, this vision possessed a stark clarity, a weight of significance that pressed upon his spirit long after he awoke. He tossed and turned in his opulent bed, the silken sheets clinging to his sweat-drenched body. The image of the dream, though hazy in its specifics, left behind a profound sense of unease, a premonition that something momentous, something beyond his control, was stirring in the unseen realms. Troubled and unable to decipher the lingering fragments of his nocturnal encounter, Nebuchadnezzar, in his wisdom and perhaps a touch of royal impatience, summoned his wise men, the enchanters, the sorcerers, the Chaldeans, the astrologers, all those within his kingdom who claimed the ability to unravel the mysteries of the celestial and terrestrial spheres. They stood before him, a collection of learned individuals, their faces etched with a mixture of deference and intellectual pride. "I have had a dream," the king declared, his voice resonating with an unusual blend of authority and anxiety, "and my spirit is anxious to understand the dream." The wise men, accustomed to the king's pronouncements, responded with practiced assurances. "O king, live forever. Tell your servants the dream, and we will give the interpretation." But here lay the crux of Nebuchadnezzar's torment. The dream, though potent in its emotional residue, had slipped through the sieve of his memory like grains of sand. He could recall the profound impact, the lingering sense of awe and dread, but the precise details remained frustratingly elusive. "The thing has gone from me," the king stated, his brow furrowing in frustration. "If you do not make known to me the dream and its interpretation, you shall be torn limb from limb, and your houses shall be laid in ruins. But if you show me the dream and its interpretation, you shall receive from me gifts and rewards and great honor." A murmur rippled through the assembly of wise men. To interpret a dream was one thing, a task often fraught with ambiguity and requiring careful maneuvering. But to recall a dream that the king himself had forgotten? This was a challenge of an entirely different magnitude, a demand that stretched the limits of their purported knowledge. They responded with carefully chosen words, their voices laced with a hint of desperation. "Let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will give its interpretation." But Nebuchadnezzar remained firm, his suspicion growing with each evasive response. He sensed their uncertainty, their reliance on the dreamer's recollection to guide their interpretations. This time, he sought not just an explanation, but a true demonstration of their prophetic abilities. "I know for certain that you are plotting to gain time," the king retorted, his voice hardening. "For you see that the thing has gone from me. If you do not make the dream and its interpretation known to me, there is but one decree for you. You have agreed to speak lying and corrupt words before me until the time changes. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I shall know that you can give me its interpretation." The wise men were aghast. They protested their inability, their limitations as interpreters bound by the revelation of the dream itself. "There is not a man on earth who can show the king's matter," they argued. "For no great and powerful king has asked such a thing of any magician or enchanter or Chaldean. The thing that the king asks is difficult, and no one can show it to the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh." Enraged by their perceived incompetence and fearing a conspiracy, Nebuchadnezzar issued a decree that sent a tremor of fear through the entire Babylonian kingdom. All the wise men of Babylon were to be put to death. Among those caught in the sweep of this royal decree was a young Hebrew captive named Daniel, a man known for his wisdom and his unwavering faith in his God. When Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, went forth to slay the wise men, Daniel approached him with prudence and discretion. "O Arioch, the king's officer," Daniel inquired, his voice calm amidst the surrounding panic, "why is the decree so harsh from the king?" Arioch explained the king's predicament, the forgotten dream, and the impossible demand placed upon the wise men. Hearing this, Daniel, with remarkable courage, requested an audience with the king, promising that he would reveal both the dream and its interpretation. Nebuchadnezzar, perhaps grasping at a final thread of hope, granted Daniel his request. Daniel, upon returning to his house, sought the counsel and prayers of his companions, Ananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, that they might plead for mercy from the God of heaven concerning this mystery, so that Daniel and his companions might not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. And then, in a vision of the night, the secret was revealed to Daniel. The dream that had tormented the mighty king of Babylon, the dream that had eluded the grasp of his most learned advisors, was laid bare before the eyes of the young Hebrew. With a heart filled with gratitude and awe, Daniel praised the God of heaven. "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changes times and seasons, he removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with him. To you, O God of my fathers, I give thanks and praise, for you have given me wisdom and might and have now made known to me what we asked of you, for you have made known to us the king's matter." The next morning, Daniel was brought before the king. Nebuchadnezzar, his eyes filled with a mixture of anticipation and skepticism, addressed the young man. "Are you able to make known to me the dream that I saw and its interpretation?" Daniel stood before the powerful monarch, not with fear, but with a quiet confidence born of divine revelation. No wise men, enchanters, magicians, or astrologers can show to the king the mystery that the king has asked, Daniel began, his voice clear and steady. "But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries, and he has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what will be in the latter days. Your dream and the visions of your head as you lay in bed were these. As for you, O king, as you lay in bed, thoughts came into your mind as to what would be after this, and he who reveals mysteries has made known to you what is to be. But as for me, this mystery has been revealed to me, not because of any wisdom that I have more than all the living, but in order that the interpretation may be made known to the king, and that you may know the thoughts of your mind. You saw, O king, and behold, a great tree in the midst of the earth, and its height was immense. The tree grew large and strong, and its top reached to heaven, and it was visible to the end of the whole earth. Its leaves were beautiful and its fruit abundant, and in it was food for all. The beasts of the field found shade under it, and the birds of the air dwelt in its branches, and all flesh was fed from it. You looked, O king, and behold, a watcher, a holy one, came down from heaven. He proclaimed aloud and said, Cut down the tree and lop off its branches, strip off its leaves and scatter its fruit. Let the beasts flee from under it and the birds from its branches. But leave the stump of its roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, in the tender grass of the field. Let him be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth. Let his mind be changed from that of a man, and let the mind of a beast be given to him, and let 7 periods of time pass over him. The sentence is by the decree of the watchers, the decision by the word of the holy ones, to the end that the living may know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will and sets over it the lowliest of men. This is the dream, Daniel declared, his gaze unwavering as he met the king's astonished eyes. Now came the daunting task of interpretation, of unraveling the meaning behind this powerful and unsettling vision. Taking a breath, Daniel continued, his voice imbued with a solemn authority. And its interpretation, O king, is this: it is you, O king, who have grown great and strong. Your greatness has grown and reaches to heaven, and your dominion to the end of the earth. And because the king saw a watcher, a holy one, coming down from heaven and saying, Cut down the tree and destroy it, but leave the stump of its roots in the earth, bound with a band of iron and bronze, in the tender grass of the field, and let him be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, until 7 periods of time pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king. It is a decree of the Most High that has come upon my lord the king. You shall be driven from among men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. You shall be made to eat grass like an ox, and you shall be wet with the dew of heaven, and 7 periods of time shall pass over you, till you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will. And as it was commanded to leave the stump of the roots of the tree, your kingdom shall be confirmed for you from the time that you know that heaven rules. Therefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable to you. Break off your sins by practicing righteousness, and your iniquities by showing mercy to the oppressed, that there may perhaps be a lengthening of your prosperity. Nebuchadnezzar listened to Daniel's interpretation, his heart heavy with the weight of the prophecy. The magnificent tree, reaching towards the heavens, symbolizing his own vast and powerful kingdom, was destined to be cut down. He, the great king, would be humbled, driven from his throne to live among the beasts until he acknowledged the sovereignty of the Most High God. For a time, Nebuchadnezzar pondered Daniel's words. Perhaps the sheer magnitude of his power and the unwavering belief in his own invincibility made it difficult to truly internalize the warning. 12 months passed, and the king, in all his splendor, was walking on the roof of his royal palace in Babylon. Looking out over the magnificent city, a testament to his ambition and might, he exclaimed, "Is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power as a royal residence and for the glory of my majesty?" Even as the words left his lips, a voice descended from heaven. "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken, the kingdom has departed from you, and you shall be driven from among men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. You shall be made to eat grass like an ox, and 7 periods of time shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will." In that very hour, the prophecy was fulfilled. Nebuchadnezzar was driven from among men. He ate grass like an ox, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven until his hair grew as long as eagle's feathers, and his nails were like birds' claws. The mighty king of Babylon, the ruler of a vast empire, was reduced to a creature of the wild, his mind lost in the primal instincts of the animal kingdom. 7 long years passed in this state of humbling degradation. Then, at the end of that time, Nebuchadnezzar lifted his eyes to heaven, and his reason was restored to him. He blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him who lives forever, for his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. In his restored sanity, Nebuchadnezzar acknowledged the true source of all power and dominion. "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are right and his ways are just, and those who walk in pride he is able to humble." The dream of the great tree, once a source of terror and confusion, became a profound lesson for the king of Babylon. It was a testament to the ultimate sovereignty of God, a reminder that even the mightiest of earthly rulers are but branches that can be pruned, and that true and lasting power resides not in human strength, but in the acknowledgement of a higher authority. And so, the story of Nebuchadnezzar's dream serves as a timeless echo, a potent reminder that pride often precedes a fall, and that true wisdom lies in recognizing the limits of our own dominion.